Hello, everybody out there watching on the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, and welcome to the first race of the Chase for the Championship, and also race number 27 of Season 8 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series. I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Dickies 500 here at Texas Motor Speedway, where we are about to go 34 laps of racing here at this mile-and-a-half racetrack. And the reason why it's shorter is because chase races will be shortened because we are talking about no waiting here. So there you have it. But before we get into the look at the starting lineup, recap of the drivers who are in the chase for the championship for those who are just watching for the first time. For those who are in the chase, they include Seth Cole, Carson Gum. They tie for the points lead because they both had 2 wins. Then 3rd through 7th all had 1 win and got 3 bonus points, and they include David Rivera, Dylan Poteet, PJ Williams, Austin LaPlante, and Zachary Fitzwater. And then everybody from 8th through 10th made it in via top 10, and they were Jessica Sheldon, DJ Curtis, and Dylan Young. The next 2 drivers were the 2 wildcard drivers, Trent Dunham and Kyle Matthews. Trent for having 1 win and highest in outside the top 10, and Kyle Matthews for staying in the top 30 with 2 wins. And then the 2 other drivers made it in via the Chase LCQ, Tanner Sullivan and Dougie Shears. So this is going to be quite the interesting chase for the championship here this season. And as far as the 6 notable drivers outside the top 14 in the chase that are going to battle for the 15th spot in the points include Sean Galligan, Dorian Facepuncher, Daniel Day, Danny Wells, Charles Jackson, and Angel Navarro. And then as far as one final important battle, which is the battle to get to the 30th spot in points. Right now that spot is tied between Bob Jones and Johnny Gardner. So this is going to make that spot be more important because the next season, knockout qualifying must be top 30 in points in order to make it in. So with that said, let's take a look at the top 10 starting lineup. On the pole is chaser and rookie DJ Curtis. Next to him will be Cody Lamas. Row 2 will comprise of Tweenix teammates Dylan Poteet and James McLeod. Row 3, rookies Tim Walsh and Austin Mongold. Row 4, Dylan Thoreau and Chris Michaels. And then row 5, chaser Trent Dunham and Charles Jackson. Where are the other chasers starting? Well, you got PJ Williams in 11th with Dorian Facepuncher 12th. Seth Cole in 14th, Jessica Sheldon 15th, Zachary Fitzwater 17th, Dougie Shears 18th, David Rivera 19th, Dylan Young 22nd, Tanner Sullivan 24th, and then it would be Carson Gum 35th, Austin LaPlante 40th, and dead last, Kyle Matthews. Starting next to him 41st is Zach Rogers. But let's go ahead and get the command to fire engines for the Dickies 500 at Texas Motor Speedway to kick off the chase for the championship.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there you have it. So yeah, with DJ Curtis on the pole, he is just hungry right now, not only to stay consistent, but get a win, because he has come close a couple times this season to winning a race. The closest he came was back at the short track of the Superdome, back around the midway point of the season. He got the lead away from Sean Galligan, and then because of lap traffic, cost him the win. So we'll see if DJ Curtis can pull off the victory, or could it be Dylan Poteet that could pull it off? And keep in mind, we do have 3 chasers starting in the top 10, Curtis, Poteet, and Dunham. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Dorian Facepuncher was in the chase. I got slipped up. My fault. I'm sorry. I just now realized that. But anyways, pace car into pit road, which means it's time to boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. And wow, both Curtis and Poteet got off to a great start. Here comes Poteet down low to try to take the lead away and lead this lap from Curtis. And he did. By 100th of a second. But now that opens up the door for Cody Lamas to come into the picture to get to the lead. And Cody Lamas is one of those guys who is needing to get into the top 30 in points. He comes in 33rd in points, 9 points behind the 30th spot. And since he led that lap, that's going to help him in his chances points-wise to get in there. But now Tim Walsh leads, but here comes James McLeod for the top spot. Austin Mongold now into the picture, and he's getting underneath of Walsh for second. Currently right now, the highest running chasers are Poteet, Curtis, and Dunham. They're all really close together right there. PJ Williams not too far behind. Same with Jessica Shelton. But back up at the front, it is still James McLeod. And now here comes Austin Mongold with a run to the inside. McLeod led that lap, however. Mongold is now there. But now here comes Cody Lamas. Dylan Poteet finally gets clear of Trent Dunham and DJ Curtis to be the highest running chaser at the current moment. Excuse me. Was 3 wide right there with Trent Dunham, DJ Curtis, Tim Walsh, but it settled out to double wide. 2 chasers battling, Jessica Shelton and Trent Dunham. I believe that would be for the 9th spot, I would assume. Another chaser, PJ Williams, now into the fray. And I see another chaser coming in, Zachary Fitzwater. He's trying to work his way up to the front. Let's see for any other chasers. There's David Rivera, Seth Cole, and Dylan Young all together. And that is 17th, 18th, or actually 18th, 19th, 20th right now. Oh yeah, and there's Dougie Shears. Shears' was last score 22nd. And there is Tanner Sullivan, who's in around the middle of the field. A little scraping the wall for Preston Plord, I noticed. There's Austin LaPlante, who's in a hornet's nest right now, back in the back of the pack. And there's Carson Gum in that same boat. Austin Mongold still leading, but Cody Lamas had a run on him. But it's Mongold who keeps the spot. And meanwhile, Poteet, currently still the highest running chaser, running 3rd for the time being. And I see a battle going on for 4th. James McLeod has it, but Angel Navarro wants the spot. And McLeod about came down in front of Navarro, and that could have been big if they weren't careful. Meanwhile, we are still clean and green, and Cody Lamas leading the way. Mongold trying to make a run on Lamas to get back to the front. working on that 15 on the bottom really, really hard. Meanwhile, McLeod almost gets into teammate Poteet, and Walsh about got up into McLeod. That could have been a major problem if they didn't get that settled, but they did. Meanwhile, a couple chasers, Jessica Shell and Zachary Fitzwater, in the top 10, running very strong right now. And it looks like it was going to be 3 wide for the lead. McLeod thought about peeking down low to get underneath both Mongold and Llamas, but that handed the lead over to Mongold for the time being. Llamas and McLeod still battling it out. And next season, these two will be teammates. That 15 will become part of Tweenix Racing next season. And it's 3 wide with Navarro down low. Navarro had to back out of the throttle big time to let them go. Otherwise, they probably would have wrecked. Mongold up at the front right now. The highest running chaser is Zachary Fitzwater with Sheldon, Curtis, and Poteet and Williams all right there. So that is big for position-wise in the points. Fitzwater was last scored in the 6th position. Meanwhile, it's still kind of crazy back here, and right now the lowest running chaser is Carson Gum. Last scored 38th, so not very good to start off the chase. And whoa, there was contact for a moment with Sullivan and Norman. That could have been a big problem if they didn't get off each other. Meanwhile, as we skim through the field, battle for the lead is on as here comes McLeod to try to get back to the front underneath of rookie Mongold. And McLeod led that lap. Meanwhile, Zachary Fitzwater working underneath of Angel Navarro. Now it opens room for Jessica Sheldon to get there. This is a battle for highest driver right now in the field for the chase. Some contact right there with Fitzwater and Navarro, but they keep it together, which is good. Fitzwater gets the edge, and Sheldon had to back out of throttle to let him go by. So that helps for Fitzwater to now get into the top 5, currently 5th. As this battle for the lead continues between Mongold and McLeod. And I think we're getting pit stops. I think this will be our only pit stop this whole race. Since we were past halfway, but the caution is out. Caution is out, and we had a crash. Looked like it involved Trent Dunham. Matt McIntyre looks like he was involved. See some damage on Danny Wells and Anthony McCrory. So just as drivers were coming into pit road, we had a crash take place, and Dylan Thoreau's got damage. I see damage on Kyle Matthews' machine. That is big, and he's a chaser. And he's got big time damage, and they continue to stack up, it looks like. Preston Blord has damage as well. The first one to get out of pit road of that first group was Mongold. PJ Williams, who was the leader, now it's Shelton, and they're all in pit road, getting tires and gas. So who knows who's going to be at the front of the field at this point. We're just going to keep it on the pace car for now, as we're going to go ahead and take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the first time tonight here at Texas. Looks like we had some contact between Dylan Thoreau and Trent Dunham. It looked like Trent was trying to get down the pit road, but he should have known that there were cars down there below, and Dylan Thoreau takes a hard hit in the outside wall and got up in the air a couple times. And that stacks the field up big time. And then there was contact with Ryan Acosta and Preston Plord that turns them into Dunham. Dunham gets a hit from Stephen Pollard III. Austin LaPlante, another chaser, got involved, slams into Preston Plord. There was when McCreary got involved. But then we had a second crash that took place. And it looks like it's going to come from when Kyle Matthews is going to slide up, run into Danny Wells. Not sure what that was all about. I think maybe Matthews was trying to find a hole to stay out on track and ends up costing himself big time. So that is not good for him to kick off the chase. And then we saw Matt McIntyre come up in front of looked like Dylan Thoreau just for a moment. And there you see all the hits that were given by everybody in this crash. So we're going to have quite a few cars off the pace and a couple retired out of the race. So with that said, let's go ahead and take you to the restart at Texas. Well, after that first caution, we have 2 cars officially out of the race, and they include Kyle Matthews and Dylan Thoreau. Now, the field's going to be very weird because of those pit stops. This track is notorious for weird positioning on restarts after a caution, but it is P.J. Williams, the leader. Second is Austin Mongold. Third, Cody Lamas. Fourth, James McLeod. Fifth, Daniel Day. Sixth, Zachary Fitzwater. Seventh, Angel Navarro. 8th, Tim Walsh. 9th, Dylan Young. 10th, Dorian Facepuncher. And that's all we're going to be able to go through because we're getting ready to take the green flag for 12 laps to go. Quite a few cars 1 lap down or on the tail end. Green flag is back out. And Williams leads, but this is going to be quite interesting because all those cars that got damaged slowing off the pace, and then tail end cars in there too. Well, actually, they're now all tail end cars, but a couple of them just went a lap down. Oh, this can end badly. They are really slamming it because they're trying to put up with this. Whoa, how in the world did they not crash? They were literally 4 wide leaning once McCreary got into pit road, and that really shook things up. And I think the leader right now is still P.J. Williams, and he's now got a huge distance as a result. Still got quite a few cars still on the tail end battling as Williams leads with less than 10 laps to go. Over a second and a half over McLeod. Then it's Facepuncher to third, and now here comes Shelton with a run underneath Mongold for 4th. And DJ Curtis entering into that fray. I see Seth Cole lingering back there. Another chaser. And there's Fitzwater, LaPlante, who's gone a lap down. Man, everything's getting shuffled around as a result of those tail end cars or slow machines causing a bit of ruckus with the leaders. Back up at the very front of the field, Sanford is up there, but he's a tail end car. Same with chasers Tanner Sullivan and Carson Gum. P.J. Williams still leads, but these people are hoping for a caution so that way they can get back up to Williams, and also the tail end cars can cycle back around to the right line. Dorian Facepuncher into second, and now Sheldon coming in for third to be the highest running chaser at the current moment. But she's got DJ Curtis right behind her for the spot. That is going to be big for who's going to get high enough up in the points. Right now, Williams actually is the highest running chaser in the lead. So if he were to win, that's going to be huge, and that's going to put him in the points lead for sure. But he's still got less than 6 laps to go. As I'm going to take a look around the field and see if anything has happened. So far, we're still clean and green, as Williams just got by Carson Gum and Michael Norman to put them a lap down. Less than 5 laps to go, and Face Puncher is slowly chipping away at that lead, but I don't think it'll be enough because Williams, I don't think, is going to encounter any more problems because cars are well up ahead of Williams. I think the only hope Face Puncher will have of winning this race is if these three, Gum, Jones, and Norman, all catch up to Williams and cause him problems. But Face Puncher did get a big chunk of that lead taken from Williams. Now it's only probably a second back. Yeah, you can tell Face Puncher is running a lot faster than the 88. Only problem for Face Puncher, he's got cars in between him, and I think if a caution were to come out, for sure the race would be over. So he's going to have to rely on his faster speeds, and he did cut that lead in less than half. So Face Puncher getting through lap traffic pretty smoothly. But now Williams might encounter Anthony McCrory, and that could help the 62. Face Puncher gained less than a 10th on that lead, but I think that just might have sealed the deal because he's now having to put up with these guys, and now Sheldon's coming through. Jessica Sheldon is now caught up to the 62 machine. As a result of Face Puncher having to deal with these guys in between himself and Williams, that'll cost him the shot at the win as the white flag is out for the 88. PJ Williams looking to kick the chase off strong with a victory. After a crazy mishap with the caution causing the field to look very confusing, it's going to be a lucky day for the 88 coming out of turn 4 to take the checkered flag. PJ Williams wins the Dickies 500 and chase race number 1 at Texas. What a job by that 88 team. So as a result, he will most likely definitely get the points lead as a result of this. So great run for that 88 car. But let's take a look at the rest of the results. Dorian Face Puncher had something going at the end. If it wasn't for McCrory, Dunham, Jones, Norman, and Gum getting in between himself and Williams, he might have had a shot. But still a great run in the second spot, no doubt about it. Jessica Sheldon, second highest running chaser. Great performance for her. Cody Lamas, great run in 4th. Johnny Gardner, solid 5th place run. Great run for one of the dominant cars of the race, James McLeod. Ryan Acosta, solid 7th place run. DJ Curtis, chaser, great run in 8th. Seth Cole, another chaser with a solid run in 9th. And then Austin Mongold, one of the dominant cars with a great run in 10th. Rest of the top 20, Joshua Collard, Zachary Fitzwater, Dylan Poteet, Angel Navarro, Chris Michaels, Pichu London, Sean Galligan, Matt McIntyre, Dougie Shears, Tim Walsh. Rest of the top 30, Daniel Day, Dylan Young, Rue McIntyre, David Rivera, Charles Jackson, Preston Plord, Danny Wells, Charles Sanford, Tanner Sullivan, Jesse Setti. Lead lap cars hour left, Chris Washer, James Silverfox, Zach Rogers. People from 34th down to 40th finished a lap or more down. Bob Jones, Michael Norman, Carson Gum, Austin LaPlante, Stephen Pollard III, Trent Dunham, and Anthony McCrory. 2 cars out of the race, Kyle Matthews and Dylan Thoreau. So a lot of hard shifts for a few chasers. So those guys who finished below 25th are going to have a lot of work to do to get back into the picture again. But anyways, congratulations to PJ Williams, and here are your results. Rookie points, chase points, and regular points heading into the next race in the chase, which will be at California next week. But until then, this is Levi McIntyre signing off. Thank you for tuning in to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, offline racing at its best.